Well, gang, it looks like that we got another mystery on our hands. Hide your kids, hide your wives while you're at it. You do not have to subscribe, you do not have to like the video. Let's jump into it right now. I need to shout out Ross Coulthart and also Vetted for putting this in bite-sized format, because this is pretty insane, guys. Check this roll.
In Sedona, Arizona.
Oh yeah.
And it would, like, if you watch the...
And also shout out to American Alchemy. I believe this is happens to be his podcast channel. So yeah, roll it.
This video, it is the most mind-blowing video ever.
Let me tell you, I am in no doubt whatsoever, Jesse, that there is a deep underground military bunker that was built in the 1950s under Secret Mountain. That's what it's called. It's the hilarious thing. It's somebody's secret joke. It's called Secret Mountain.
Unbelievable.
Near Sedona. It's within 5-7 kilometers of Sedona. And more importantly, there's a place called Secret Canyon where there's allegedly a portal. Some kind of interdimensional...
Oh shit! Bro, you gotta be flipping my flapjacks, bro. Yo, stop hyping me up, man. Like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be lying, bro. You gotta be capping, as the kids would say. A portal? Nah, bro. Interdimensional. This is something that Alex Jones also talked about. They are interdimensional. And I do know for the fact that some of you believe that too. Some of you believe that they come from ocean. Some of you believe that they come from the space. Some of you believe that they are interdimensional. Right, and some of you believe that they ain't real. Some of you believe they are real. What if it's like a little bit of everything? Or what if they're not real at all?
Secret Canyon where there's allegedly a portal. Some kind of interdimensional portal. And I thought all of this was just crazy nonsense.
Man,
but
it is seemingly
there are incredibly brave and super interesting people, Jeremiah Horstman and his wife Alexandra particularly, who live in Sedona. And they've been doing some really clever on-the-ground research. And one of the things we did, a lot of the stuff we got, as so often happens, you can't put it in the story because you can't get these people to go on camera. But there was a number of people who would privately admit that they'd been walking in what is public land, public parkland, and they'd be stopped by men with guns, men in uniform, with automatic weapons, clearly highly trained elite soldiers, probably tier 1 operatives from the way they moved, and they would basically order people, go away or we will kill you.
Yeah.
No mucking around.
Yeah. By the way, that's an airsoft. That's a Canadian Desert Eagle. It's not real. It doesn't work, okay? Before anybody says, yo, don't dry shoot or something, it's fake. It's not real, okay? Just wanted to put that, man. But
and there are sightings, numerous sightings of what we saw. I saw it with my own eyes. I was told that the best time of night is around about 1:30 in the morning. And if you looked at a particular place over Secret Mountain, you would see this big orb being escorted by helicopters rising from behind Secret Mountain. So I was skeptical, but we went out with a local lady.
So it's like something that happened, and it happens over and over, where people see orbs in the sky, 1:30, give or take, in the morning, and then you see a bunch of helicopters. Actually, shit, what are we talking about? And supposedly there are portals. What? We demand answers. We demand answers. We definitely do demand answers.
Melinda Leslie, who has so I was skeptical, but we went out with a local lady, Melinda Leslie, who has good quality military grade night vision goggles, and we watched at 1:30 in the morning, and sure enough, up comes this beautiful...
Let me just shut it down here. Yeah, let me put it here. So supposedly here.
Beautiful golden orb, gigantic. It pulses, it's plasmatic, it slowly moves off, and the way it moved, you couldn't tell if it's because it got smaller or whether it went so fast that it just disappeared so quickly, but it just disappeared.
Okay.
And they were being escorted by military Black Hawk helicopters.
Dang.
Dozens of them.
Okay, you gotta take his word for it. We saw something, clearly something was there, but it's just hard to see what it is, right? So UFO orb, or just an orb, and Black Hawk helicopters, moving it and telling them, oh man, yo, you aliens gotta get the hell out of here. I guess that's what we're doing.
I mean, the helicopter fuel bill alone for the evening that we're watching them must have been somewhere between $50,000 to $100,000.
Shit.
Somebody is paying huge money to operate orbs with no visible means of propulsion over Secret Mountain in Sedona. And it's funny because one of the people told us that if you want to hide something, you hide it in plain sight. And that's the best way to describe.
And they are using Americans' taxpayer money to tell them aliens, get the hell out of here. Get it out. Not here, homie. Go to another planet. That's what's going on. I don't know about that one, man. Of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit there, but nah, what are the odds, bro? What are the odds? So, men in Black Hawk intercepting, telling them to GTFO or, redirect them. But that's the thing. Why? Redirect them, but why are we not hearing about it officially? Officially, as in, the government telling us the truth.
Describe what's going on in what I think is happening in Sedona.
Sad, but
I think that's NHI, non-human. Do you think it's man-made? Or okay.
I mean, there are allegations that base is NHI. I've had people who are psionic tell me that they have detected NHI in that area.
Sedona is also a strange place. It's a place everybody says when you go, weird stuff happens.
Yeah.
Now, this is a fascinating story, right? A UFO base in Arizona. You can see an orb coming up, helicopters chasing it. So look, I went to the News Nation YouTube channel and I found the video that Jesse and Ross are talking about. So here's a short clip from
Theory is wacky.
And real quick, before I forget though, I need to shout out the homie Albert for the $5 super thanks. Thanks so much for that. Also $2 there. Thank you for the homie Robert. We got 2 Roberts here. Oh no, 1 Robert and another one is Albert. Yo, love you both. No homo. Appreciate it, gang. Let's get back to the content here, boo boo.
As it may sound, is that UAPs spotted all around Arizona are travelling through an interdimensional portal that is now part of a deep underground military base. But before we buy into that, we wanted to see if we can observe any of these UAPs for ourselves. So this is your secret spot, Melinda.
Yeah, it's going down.
UFO tour guide Melinda Leslie has spent 13 years spotting anomalies in the desert skies just outside Sedona.
She a trooper.
I can say unequivocally from all the tours that I've done that sightings here are extremely real.
People talk about an underground base. You say with certainty that there is one.
Well, there is a tremendous amount of evidence.
Well, Melinda, we'd like to see it for ourselves. Can we come out with you this evening?
Please come. I'm looking very forward to showing you.
Yeah, me too.
Go ahead and
see
grab yourself a chair.
So it's coming up to mid.
Grab yourself a chair because it's gonna be a long night. These alien twats gonna make us wait, so you better sit down and watch the skies. Okay, let's do that, guys. Sit down as well if you're standing up, guys.
Night. And
go ahead and grab yourself a chair.
So it's coming up to midnight, and Melinda's been seeing increased activity, anomalous objects doing extraordinary things, and often escorted by dozens of military helicopters. So we're hoping we might see some tonight. Okay, Melinda, what are these things?
Well, these are the PVS-7 Generation 3 military night vision goggles. And they allow us to see roughly 50,000 times more light than see with our naked eyes.
She came in prepared. I mean, she said, what, 13 years? She has been watching it for 13 years, so she is damn ready. No, I love it. Trooper.
Bases under these hills and on the other side from where we are. So we're looking for anything moving. Now, I
there's an orb straight ahead of me.
There's 2 together right there.
There's military coming up. Yeah, there's a military chopper coming up. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say and see, like, which one is the military helicopter. I mean, something is moving, so that is good. I paused it for a second so you guys get a clear look. There's one here too, and we see 4 of them right here. So 1, 2, 3, and 1. So which one? I guess there's only like 1 orb in this one, and every other light that we're seeing are military helicopter. But nah, the helicopter's gotta. Okay, let's watch out. Let's watch, right? Because the helicopter's gotta have those navigation lights that would be blinking, so it would be easier to tell. Let's see.
So this is what you're talking about. There's a military chopper in
Okay, I think this is a military chopper blinking.
Proximity to those objects.
Yeah, so there's these 2 here, and there's these 2 right here.
Let me rewind it from the beginning, because, yeah.
There's two together right there.
Oh,
There's
look,
military
there's something
coming up.
Yeah, there's a military chopper coming up. Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
this is what you're talking about. There's a military
couple-
chopper in
yeah.
proximity to those objects.
Yeah, so there's these two here, and there's these two right here, and he came up right behind them.
So, if nothing else, Melinda, I'm satisfied that I'm seeing a lot of choppers hovering and moving
Dang.
with purpose around other objects which are demonstrably anomalous.
Yes.
Right.
Now, look, I have to admit that's a little underwhelming what they're seeing, but one thing I have learned.
I would say, yeah, underwhelming in a sense where we don't know which is which, but I guess there are lights moving in the sky, and I guess there is something going on. So, yeah, there is something going on. Well, like, duh, like, I mean, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, there is something going on, but...
Earned after the Contact in the Desert skywatching event with Chris Bledsoe is that what you record on your phone and like versus what you experience in person is literally night and day. So even though that footage looks underwhelming, what they're showing there about the lights and stuff, you know, when you're there in person, it is so much different. So that
Probably,
I will give a benefit of the doubt here.
Probably, yeah.
About all of this, right? So, but this is interesting, and a lot of stuff does happen in Arizona and Sedona. That personally is not compelling enough for me. But again, if you're there in person, you see it, I would imagine it's much different. So I will give it that. But I don't know. It's like, how do you prove this base? I don't know if that's enough to jump to the conclusion there's an alien base underneath just from that. Right? Does that make sense? That's a lot of connecting
Military
dots.
base,
That's
more
a lot
like,
of.
all right.
Why are we jumping to that? What other evidence, I guess, supports that? So I'm going to actually stay on top of the story and look into it a lot further because this is fascinating. And
Okay, let's get down to it.
Arizona isn't that far from Texas, so
Uh-oh.
maybe I'll have to take a trip out there.
Yo!
All right.
Okay, from Canada it's quite far, so I think I'm not gonna take a trip down for now. Because it's a little far from here.
All right. Let's jump to this next part where Ross reveals something that happened to him at the airport that is very disturbing if this is true, right?
Crap. Okay.
And you'll see what I mean.
Got
Take a
it.
look.
I have to admit,
Got it.
I had my computer on auto delete if it was opened
Yeah.
And-
when I came through customs,
Wow.
and I was ready to go live on national television if I was detained by Border Protection.
Wow.
What?
Which actually happened to me after I did the Grush story.
Really?
Yeah,
You
after
were
I did the
detained by
Grush story, I was
protection?
detained and held by CBP.
So Grush, okay, Grush, David Grush story, not Jake Barber. Jake Barber, eyes wide open guy. You know, the guy that never blinks, the guy that leaked the X-shaped craft, the UFO. David Grush is another person. Yeah, I don't hear much about David Grush. It's like he came out in the what's this called, the Congress meetings about UFOs and aliens, and then he pieced out. Or maybe there are more going on, or maybe he's gonna come back. I guess I hope he comes back. I want to hear more. If any of you have been following the Congress meetings, let us know like what's going on, like what's the update on that, because it seems like that we are not hearing much from the Congress, right? Or perhaps it's, yeah, the needle is not moving too much, or perhaps it's moving, but if it is moving, it's quite slow. We demand answers. We definitely deserve to know the truth.
Oh my God.
And I was
Protection.
detained and held by CBP.
Oh my God.
And a mutual friend of ours made some inquiries and confirmed that there'd been some kind of a flag put on my
What?
file.
I
And
don't believe
unfortunately, it was so high level they couldn't access it.
I don't believe that, he says. Yeah.
But basically, somebody I suspect from the agency had flagged, we want to know when Coulthart comes through next, and let's cause him some mischief. And I have to admit, we have a euphemism in Australia, tearing somebody a new asshole. I just wasn't going to put up with it. And I summoned my anger and basically yelled at Border Protection and said, I strongly advise that you get on the phone, whoever it is that's flagged me, contact them now, or tell them I will be going live on television in about 10 minutes to talk about the fact that I'm being illegally held. I have a valid visa. You have no good reason to hold me. If you want
Right.
to fight, you can have one. And I was let out.
That's interesting.
Damn.
Let me be very clear here. I have no reason to believe Ross is lying
Yeah, same, but
about this. In fact, that seemed very truthful and revealing, right? If that's true, that's pretty serious. And
but did you see this video? Apparently, they had a UFO being broadcasted live on news. Not sure if you saw that video or not, but if you did not see it, well, check it out, and I'll see you right there. It was crazy too.